while we have all of this going on, here's the Wall Street Journal. Now, remember, I call it propaganda placement. It's not just Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Warville Redenbacher popcorn ads that are woven into TV shows themselves and into movies. When you're watching a movie and you see National Guard billboards everywhere in Spider-Man or whatever, millions were paid for that. Or on The Apprentice, millions were paid per episode to show Virgin Atlantic signs. It's not just ads during the ads, it's ads during the show. That's how all media is now, because people glaze over a lot of the the breaks. Now, tens of billions a year are spent on this, and I've been telling people about it, and Congress has ruled it's illegal, and then the General Accounting Office has said it's illegal, but they don't care. But now they admit the government is going to be the main advertiser with U.S. tax money. They're moving away from product placement, NBC says, to pure behavior placement. Now, I'd never seen this term referenced. I called it propaganda placement. They call it behavior, or I would call it brainwashing placement. And it says what your TV is telling you to do. And, of course, they introduce the fact that you're being propagandized with something that sounds reasonable. Recycle, exercise, eat right. But really, it's anti-family, pro-CPS, anti-Second Amendment, pro-torture, pro-surveillance, pro-corruption. You watch any show, you'll see it. And they're being paid your tax money. Those shows are financed to brainwash you. In just one... And that's mainly because people for the last decade or so don't trust mainstream TV. And all the polls and studies show people trust alternative media even more. Sometimes I don't know why. I mean, there's a lot of garbage in alternative media. The government's infiltrated that. They have provocateurs out there. But the point is, you should be suspect of everything, folks, and do research. That doesn't mean just be suspect if someone makes a claim. Go look into it. But because they know you're not really suspect of TV shows and movies, that's where the real messages are. And it goes on. In just 1 week on NBC, the detectives on Law and Order investigated a cash for clunkers scam. A nurse on Mercy organized a group bike ride. Al Gore made a guest appearance on 30 Rock, and The Office turned Dwight into a cape-wearing superhero obsessed with recycling. See, it's just all brainwashing for peer pressure-run airheads that watch. Coincidence? Hardly. Now, see, we aired the Al Gore stuff at the time a few months ago, and I said on air, I said, that is staged. That is paid for. Turns out it is paid for by the government. It's all paid for. But now they're saying, oh, we're going to pretty much, except for pharmacy ads and drug ads, we're just even abandoning corporations. The government is going to fund this. And remember, the FCC head a few weeks ago said, we're going to have government messages and government broadcast systems and government messages in TV. They've always had it. Now they're just going full scale. Land of the free, home of the brave. The tactic, General Electric Co.'s NBC Universal calls it behavior placement. You wonder why every time in football or basketball they make a goal, at that moment of heightened enjoyment, they cut to troops clapping. That's meant to say, you like touchdowns, you like a basket, you like a hole-in-one. Troops did it. Miss America says, I just want to thank the troops. That's paid. You wonder why Miss America always praises the UN? That's been paid for 50 years. It's all brainwashing, and they hand them their talking points. I heard radio ads for Austin Air Force, something to do with the military. This is like 11 years ago. We have an Access TV show we did. Mike Hansen will dig that out and put it on YouTube. And they were saying free emissions testing for your cars at all these locations. And if you come to get the emissions testing, $10 or whatever it was off your oil change. So I show up, I walk over to the head of the Austin Air Force, and I said, let me guess, you have a federal government grant, and this is conditioning to prepare the public for new taxes and new emissions testing. And he said, absolutely, Alex, that's the plan. He just laughed. See, it's this culture of enjoyment that the public's just blind and mindless, and mercury's good for me, fluoride's good for me, government my friend, Federal Reserve my friend. TV show says so. I see these cartoons, countless ones, where the kids have microchips, where world government's good, where the UN's the savior, all paid for. Going back to Captain Planet. Ted Turner admits that. And, of course, anybody who has a factory is the bad guy. That's because the government's going to shut down anybody's factories that they don't control. This is mafia. This is a takeover. The tactic, General Electric Co.'s NBC Universal calls it behavior placement, is designed to sway viewers to adopt actions they see modeled in their favorite shows. And it helps sell ads to marketers who want to associate their brands with feel-good, societally aware show. No, see, this article itself is deceptive. This is all paid for, and that's been admitted in congressional reports. In fact, Google government paid for news ruled illegal. I mean, when you see a newscast locally, but it airs in every local affiliate in the country, that mercury is now good for children's brains and has been found to be nutritious. I mean, that's a real thing that went out from the CBS Broadcast Center in Manhattan. I went and looked it up and turned out that was a government grant. CBS was paid money, and this is the big secret with radio and TV stations, the big local marquee station that can put everybody out of business and can't be stopped and has all the power. When you listen to their news, and even their newsreaders don't know this, it's all given to them, it's all product placement. But when it's government, it's propaganda placement or behavior placement. And on all the shows, the cool woman's on Prozac, and on all the shows, the cool woman reports the homeschoolers next door. Why aren't they in school? The message is homeschooling's illegal. And then always the homeschoolers are bad. That's another thing. Another form of propaganda is on cops. They only show you the guilty. They only show you white trash scum. And the message is cops good and clean, public all evil. All right, I said I'd get to all this other news. We're running out of time here. We live in a total and complete propaganda state, and we're one of the few outfits that's gained any prominence that is effective. And so the federal government is coming in, demonizing the internet, myself and many others, to prepare to curtail it and to shut it down. And my message to all of you out there is the time to wake up and to realize what's happening is here. Okay, look, you're never safe when the government's got police in black uniforms and black masks and there's cameras on street corners. You're never safe when they're secretly arresting people and torturing them. You're never safe when foreign banks are looting trillions of dollars a month. You're never safe when most of the news and TV is paid for government propaganda, and they don't even tell you that. That's not a free society. It's not cute and funny. It's danger, Will Robinson. Danger. What's Robbie the Robot say? Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger. This is danger that we're in. This isn't funny. This isn't cute. They're not running drills all over the country with military running real checkpoints in every state in the union because they want to play patty cake, baker's man. Roll them up, put them in the pan. Mark him, prick him, mark him with a B, put it in the oven for baby and me. Or however that nursery rhyme goes. You know, this is a fallen republic. This is a society imploding into evil. They're getting rid of our borders. They're staging terror attacks. I mean, I didn't even get into this. Here it is. FCC advisor advocates state-run propaganda megaphone to counter alternative media.